The UK is racist against white people. Yep, you heard me. Okay, so let me start by saying all I want is equality. I'm not going to deny or even suggest that racism against people of colour or sexism isn't a huge problem in this country, and so much worse than what seems a relevant issue that I'm talking about. But I will say that the real-life racist examples in this video are almost certainly likely to inspire hatred and discrimination, especially when witnessed by a right-wing football hooligan or whatever you want to label them, so they need to stop. I'm also going to tell you that I graduated from one of the top 4 universities in the UK, where I, as a white man, was a minority in both gender and ethnicity in a class of over 200. Next, I will state that according to the definition of white privilege going around social media, that I do not have white privilege. Whoa, what an ignorant bigot. Right, so we've all seen that wonderfully illustrated video, The $100 Race, where all the people of colour are left behind by all those factors that enable the white kids to get ahead in life. I don't disagree with that video. It's fantastic. It emphasises the point very well and highlights some of the things that need to change. But let me further that video. I'll start where it leaves off, with all the white people in front. Everyone who has ever been part of a professional organisation for people of a certain skin colour take 20 steps forwards. You mean the KKK? No, I mean the Society for Lawyers or Financial Professionals or any other group as such. Great, so as you can see, I've not moved the people of colour anywhere close to the white people because I acknowledge that this alone is not nearly enough to balance the scales. But if you define racism like the BBC, then yes, a black-only group is racist. Never have I seen a white-only group. Black people have black dating apps too. White people have Tinder and Bumble, and funnily enough I've matched with plenty of people of colour on those. But yes, I accept and acknowledge that many professional organisations are systematically racist and have traditionally favoured white people, and this needs to change, but it is hypocritical and obstructive to the notion to have black-only groups too. Okay, next. If you have ever not been allowed to apply for a job because of the colour of your skin, stand behind that wall. Here, a screenshot from Penguin Publishers' job advert for 10 graduate positions where you must be BAME to apply. This is one multiple of this nature. Other adverts I've witnessed have said, "We strongly encourage people of colour," or something to that effect, which again is sort of a signpost whilst not as explicit. And I personally have been to assessment centres as the only white candidate and realised that this company has previously hired only white people, so there is now no space for me. Look, I get it. Companies should embrace diversification. It is their and our benefit to have people of all genders, sexualities and races deeply embedded in companies and societies. But if you saw a job post that literally said you must be white to apply, well, you just don't. That's racist. So the same applies in the reverse. I totally understand that it might not explicitly say it, but that does not mean people aren't getting the same opportunities because of the colour of their skin, and that is completely wrong. Shame on any company that has or does see a difficult to pronounce name and not give a CV another look. But here is the thing. I would argue that young adulthood is the most important, most defining stage of your life. You leave education, you start a career, which will dictate your future earning potential and your life. Even people with no GCSEs have made a fortune or at least a comfortable living. So for jobs like that to be racially segregating, it's racist. And it is prohibiting young people getting a start in their life, not punishing or correcting the past where white people have been given a leg up. These people are already earning $50,000 in a comfortable white privilege position. It is the new generation, those supposedly leading the charge for equality, that are being hurt. And let's be clear here too. If you're applying for that job, you're probably middle class or at least well educated and in one way or another more privileged than the 73% of the UK who have not had the privilege to obtain a degree. Back to the video. Now, anyone who has been able to apply for a grant for a business specifically designated for minorities, come and take the $100 bill. I get it. We need black leaders. We need black businesses. We need representation. We need kids to find idols and role models in positions of power. But if you give the money to one business, that allows that business to gain traction and move to raise more money, which in turn makes it harder for the other business to get off the ground. Who is your competitor? Oh, they just started selling, and you're still looking for funding to build the first prototype? No thanks. If black people or women, as the same unfortunately applies here, are underrepresented, are less likely to start a business or raise the funding they need, look at why and fix it. Do not obstruct one person who has never benefited like a 50-year-old white man. This stems from teaching equality at school, from promoting equal opportunities at school, from actually educating and encouraging. This stems from institutions such as banks and VCs that have the power to dictate one's finance, and not saying they must only invest in black or female ventures, that grants are only for one person and not another. They should lead initiatives to inspire black or female entrepreneurship by infiltrating communities, hiring females or people of colour, and advertising that they are open for businesses for all groups. Grants for everyone, not for one specific group. It is not a 20-something-year-old's fault that in the past 100% of funding went to white men, that banks did not provide loans on equal terms, that women were marginalised, so they should not miss out on the same opportunities that are available now. We need representation. Any gender pay gaps must be closed. Large companies should be inclusive and represent the customers and population. Black people should be empowered and inspired to start a business. But a grant or a job, an opportunity for a black person only, is racist. And if you want equality, then that sort of course correction is wrong and could continue to fuel protests from certain groups. Finally, if you are going to support the black business movement, you are probably being racist. I'm sorry, but if you are buying a black author because they are black, then that is the same as reading Harry Potter because a white lady wrote it. If you are buying from a black-owned store, then you are probably taking away business from another store, white, black, or whatever. You should support black businesses, but because they are better or offer something unique, new, or useful to you, not because they are black. The fact remains that both black people and women are not well represented and are discriminated against in this country, and something needs to be done about it. But offering positions or grant funding or anything else specifically to them and not to a 20-something-year-old white person because they are a white person is not okay, and it defeats the objective of equality